Hello everyone, I wanted to do a video on the pain of loss because I've met and spoken to so many people over the last week or so who are struggling with a loved one passing over and the pain of the loss and the grief and the suffering, and people always ask me the same question: how do you keep your faith at this time? How can God do this? What's the reason behind it? Will I be able to survive this? Can I carry on? And I am here to say to you that from everything that I've experienced in my own personal life, through loss and grief and suffering that I've personally been through, and for everything I've seen working with Heaven for the last 10 years, there's an absolutely bigger picture behind everything. And we need to remember that even if we're in the depths of despair through loss or grief, there's always a divine plan. There's always a bigger picture to everything we go through. And this is with everything we go through in our lives, whether it's loss of a loved one, or it's if we lose a person, like a relationship, or we go through some change in our lives. There's always a reason behind it, and ultimately it helps us to be strong and to become clear about things. And when we lose a loved one, we can go into the depths of despair and life has no meaning anymore. And this is when faith comes in, because we need to know that we are loved and supported and that Heaven is around us. And the thing is, we're all energy. We're all eternal beings of light. There is no beginning and there is no end. And when you kind of get that, it makes things easier to bear. And when people pass over, it's not the end, it's the beginning. It's a transformation. It's that soul is moving to a new level of awareness. That's what the angels tell me, and that's what I firmly believe to be true. It's time for those souls to have a new beginning, a fresh start, and a new understanding, a new journey, a new lifetime. And it's time for us to evolve as the person left behind to a new level of awareness also. So that's kind of like the spiritual, scientific way of looking at it. What really happens is that we go into pain and we think, how could this happen? How could this person be taken away? How can I go on? How can I learn to deal and live with the loss of this amazing person? Especially if it was someone you were so close to. But there's a doorway opened up to something new. God or the universe, whoever you believe in, I'll say God for this video because that's who I believe in, God never takes anything away without replacing it with something else. You can't leave a door open. You can't close a door without another one opening. That's what I'm trying to say. So something will come in the place of what has been lost. And when people pass away, they never go. They never really go. They're always with us. They're always there, And, you'll be shown signs. You'll feel it. You'll just know when your loved ones are around you. And each day gets easier. Each day gets easier. You don't forget. You learn to live with it. You learn to deal with it. You learn to cope. I lost my dad in 2000. So he's been past 18 years now, and I absolutely worship the ground that he walked on. And when my dad passed away, I had a bit of a breakdown, as you do, drinking too much, doing things I shouldn't be doing, and couldn't make sense of anything for a long time. But now I look back and I see what a blessing it was, because at that time, I had no relationship with my mum really, I didn't give her any time of day, I didn't really think much about it, But my dad passing opened a doorway to get to know my mum, and now she's my best friend and I've got the most amazing relationship with her. It's taken years to get that, a lot of struggle, a lot of spiritual awakenings, a lot of illness to get there, you know. But without that event occurring, that would never have happened. It also made me deal with the way that I was having relationships. It made me evaluate everything in my life. It made me realise a lot about the person that I was turning into and becoming. And, you know, it took about 7 years for the actual transition from the person that I was and I was becoming to become the spiritual person that I am today. And I went through a lot of life lessons, and they all started from my dad's death, you know. And there's been various things that have happened, people who've been ripped out of my life like they've died. I went through a lot of family members dying early on. There's only a few of us left really in our family, you know. And you go through these things and they come to test us and make us stronger. But trust me, your loved ones are looking over you right now, loving you, adoring you, and wanting you to be happy. When a loved one passes over, the ego is gone. The ego is gone, and they see you the way the angels see you. They see you through the eyes of pure, unconditional love. And if you feel any guilt or any pain that you haven't been able to express things to that person, or you feel like you made mistakes, or all of these things, it's already forgotten in their eyes. For a long time I felt abandoned by my dad, like he'd abandoned me. And I felt guilty because I hadn't spent enough time with him. And then it was like an awareness came over me that everything was okay. He knows everything that's in my heart. Your loved one who passed away knows everything that's in your heart right now. They know your true feelings and emotions. They know how much you love them and care about them and miss them and wish they were right here. And I'm here to tell you they are right here by your side, holding you and loving you and wanting what's best for you right now, which is to take a deep breath, release, and to know that you are very, very safe right now. You are safe. You are safe and you are loved and you are protected by heaven. And everybody who passes over passes away at their destined time. Nobody passes if it isn't already planned out. Angels are messengers of God. Angels are assigned to protect people. Angels, you have to have, we've all got free will. So if you want an angel to help you right now, you have to ask for that angel's help. But there's angels with us all. We all have a guardian angel that's with us from the moment we're born to the moment that we pass over, watching over us. If you get into a situation where you're in a life-threatening situation and it's not your time, the angels will override that. That's, you know, they're allowed to do that, and they will pull you out of that. Have you been through that yourself? I certainly have. I've been in situations a few times where things could have gone very wrong, and the angels have pulled me out of those situations. 2 car wrecks I could have been in, and a serious rape, and the angels have taken me out of those situations. They've guided me out of those situations, just as they will do the same, or they have done for you. If you've seen things on the internet where people have been taken out of situations, they're not meant to go yet. Everybody has a set time, and that's the absolute truth. It doesn't matter if you smoke too much, drink too much, eat too much. If your time's up, your time's up. And that is the absolute truth from what the angels have shown me and what I've learned in my 42 years. And You know, I heard a story once about a man who was trying to kill himself, and he was trying to kill himself over and over and over in all kinds of horrible ways, and he never succeeded in killing himself. Then he accepted his life, he became content with everything, and he quietly passed away. Why? You could say, well, that's ironic, you know, but at the end of the day, he was trying to take his life and it wasn't the right time. And yes, you hear of suicides and things happening, but if it's your time, it's your time. And you know that these things happen to make you stronger, and we go through illnesses to make us stronger at times. Some things are already written into our life contracts. You know, some things are already written in. We've already agreed to things before we're born into the earth body to learn and grow. And sometimes they're emotional things, sometimes the physical things. And, you know, the angels share with me that there's at least 3 times during our lifetime when we go through big life events that can go one way or another. Your soul decides if it's fighting on, if it's living on, if it's battling on. My mum, for example, went through mouth cancer in 2014. That was a life-changing event in her life. She became spiritual from it. Now, that was one of her huge life events. She could have decided to give up and passed, but she decided to continue and fight. And the angels tell me there's at least 3 times that we've been given throughout our lifetimes which are points of passing. Does that make sense? So, for example, someone who commits suicide, if you decide at that point to commit suicide, then that's your time. If somebody comes in and rescues you, it's not your time. Okay? And this is the thing, we make these choices as souls at the exact moment it happens to. And I went through one of these. I went through a life-changing event that I'm actually going to be writing a book on very soon, actually, about my struggle with what happens in my life and how that could have gone either way. The angels saved me. The angels saved me. Without the angels, without my faith, I wouldn't be here. And I know I've got the love of my dad watching over me and everybody who's passed over. And, you know, we're always loved and supported. You are loved and supported right now. And, you know, luckily I've still got my mum, you know. I know many of you haven't, and I know many of you are struggling with that right now. But part of me knows that even though it's going to kill me when my mum goes, that she'll still be with me, she'll be in a better place, because it's her time to move on and learn and evolve and grow. Just as one day it'll be my time and it'll be your time. And the people left behind learn lessons. One of my friends actually passed away very suddenly, and left behind her 18-year-old son. And, you know, everyone was saying how tragic it was that he'd been left behind, and, you know, but her passing has made him into the person he's meant to be. He actually started living his life, whereas he wasn't before, you know. He wasn't living his life before. He was kind of living in a little bubble, and he was, you know, dealing with his own stuff, but he's had to grow up quickly, and it's made him into who he is today. There's always a bigger picture. There's always a divine plan. And, you know, I know it's so hard to hear, but there's a reason behind everything. And one day you'll look back and you'll say, wow, that's the reason it happened then. That's what I learned from this. That's why, you know. And you'll be grateful for the strength that come into your heart, for the love that you feel still for that person. And it does get easier. It gets easier every day. There was a time when we had... my dad adored Neil Diamond just as I do, and you know, Love on the Rocks and all them songs, but Hello Again was a huge one for me, and we had that on at my dad's funeral, and I visited him in the Chapel of Rest, and I kissed him on the head and I said, I'll see Neil Diamond one day, I promise you that. And I have, I've seen him live twice, you know, and he was fabulous. But I always struggled listening to Hello Again. Well, I can now listen to Hello Again without, you know, without the sadness there, without the pain there. For a long time I couldn't listen to it, you know, because it was too painful. But now when I listen to it, it puts a smile on my face, because I think, wow, I'm so blessed and lucky that I got to share all those years with that amazing soul, you know, and one day I'll be reunited with him, and we get reunited with everybody. Our soul continues, but the spirit lives on, you know. The spirit of the person is always there. Does that make sense? The soul lives on. So you will have various journeys, soul journeys in your lifetime, but the spirit of who you are right now will live on. It will live on. And, you know, I've been given a glimpse of heaven in a meditation, and trust me, it's an absolutely beautiful place. It's a beautiful place. And, you know, you'll be given signs. Your loved ones will show you signs. They'll come to you in dreams. My dad's visited me twice in dreams. He hasn't come to me like, oh, there, because, you know, at the end of the day, there's so much falsity with spirit from things that we see on the TV, horror films, or, you know, all these, oh, boo, you know, all these scary things that happen, and it's just absolute illusion, you know. Your loved ones would never want to create any fear or pain in you, and they would never want to scare you. So what I've found is that most people get visited in dreams, and you know it's a visit, not a dream. And my dad actually came to me years after, and I used to cut his hair, and he got beautiful grey hair. And in the dream, I sat on his knee. He didn't speak. I sat on his knee, he passed me a pair of scissors, and I cut his hair in this dream. And the next day, I was finding silvery white hair, grey hair all over me. And beautiful visit, you know. And you'll have those kinds of encounters when you're ready, you know. And remember that when you pass over, you go into a period of life review. You review everything that's happened to you in your life, how you've been treated, how people have treated you, and that can take a while. You know, it's all about forgiveness, and you go through this transformation as a soul when you pass over. So don't expect a visit straight away. Just know that they're still with you, loving you. And, you know, when I'm doing this video, I can feel them. And Archangel Azrael is just coming through to say he's with you. If you're suffering right now, if you're going through grief or loss from the pain of the passing of a loved one, then please call on the wonderful energy of Archangel Azrael. He's the most healing, beautiful, loving angel there is. He's the angel that helps you to deal with grief and pain and loss, and he will absolutely support you and help you and guide you and let you know that you're loved. And I've also got Archangel Raphael coming through, the amazing healing angel. Both Archangel Azrael and Archangel Raphael will help you to heal, and they'll help you to feel that you're not alone. And they're just showing me this area, you know. You may, if you're watching this video and this is connecting with you, and you can feel some pressure or goose pimply type feeling around your crown chakra, then that's the angels really saying they're with you right now. Archangel Azrael, Archangel Raphael want to help you to heal, to get through this, because you will get through this, because everybody goes through loss and pain and grief. It's part of life, and your loved ones are just moving on to the next level of their journey, and you're moving on to the next level of your journey, and you are always connected. Love is eternal. There's a saying in The Princess Bride that says, death cannot stop true love. All it does is delay it for a while. And I absolutely love that, because it doesn't matter if it's your partner, your mother, your father, your sister, your brother. It's true love. If you've shared that kind of emotion and bond with someone, It's true love, and death cannot stop true love. All it can do is delay it for a while. You will be reunited. You will be reunited, and you will feel their love and their presence again in this lifetime. You will know that they are with you, because they are always with you. So please, please keep the faith and know that you are loved and supported and protected. And in this moment right now, you are completely safe, you are loved, and you are one with the universe and everybody in it. Have a beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.